And then we start the cycle of self-punishment.
Yeah. It's
And those
amazing.
energies, it's amazing. It's not healthy because
Right.
those energies have to come out, right?
Yeah.
So they either we learn how to do it graciously in a way that they can be heard, which means owning that there are emotions. And this is like we're skimming through the top of this. We could spend a whole weekend talking about this, and I
Yes.
do
I
in
know.
in my retreats. But if we don't express them, either they are expressed inappropriately, or then they have to come out one way or the other. So then they start, like we start developing physical symptoms, heart attacks, stomach ulcers, cancer.
Mm,
Like those energies have to come out one way or another. So we better learn how to express them,
yeah.
because stuffing them doesn't work. It
Yeah.
really doesn't work.
And I know that you have these wonderful retreats, and I want to touch on the topic that many people today are spiritual without being religious.
Hmm.
Is there an importance to questioning and understanding why? Because some people say, well, I'm spiritual. Oh, but I'm not religious. Um, but can you sort of explain that a little bit more to us?
Yeah. I mean, so from my perspective, yes.
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
I honor all traditions,
Hmm.
and I challenge them. To me, they all hold a piece of the truth. To me, there's very similar messages that they're all saying,
Hmm.
and guidelines to live human, and how to have a relationship to other humans, and how to reconnect and live in relationship to the divine. To the degree that they're doing that and helping us fulfill our potential and become better humans, then great. Then I honor them all. And because of the way that humans express those religions, they can also become an obstacle, right? So when we
Right.
when we
Yeah.
start using a religion as a weapon
Hmm.
for for attacking other people, or making them wrong, or making them less human, or for taking over their countries, or whatever, all the wars that have been fought in the name of God, then I challenge that. Then I don't think those religions are really doing what they're meant to be doing.
Yeah.
So no wonder many of us have experienced conflict with religion, because of what's been done in their name that their founders would have nothing to do with. For the most part, it's just misinterpretations, and then cultural practices and beliefs and patterns that we attribute to a deity that would have nothing to do with those such limited thinking,
Right.
and exclusive thinking, and punitive thinking. So that's no wonder that a lot of people reject organized religion, and then they say, well, but they still feel like they have a relationship with the divine. They want to connect with the sacred, of which we're all a part of and connected to.
Yeah.
So that's the category that many people relate to today, which is spiritual, but I don't follow one religious path.
Yeah. And you're writing another book titled Calling All Heroes, aren't you? Um, can you
Hmm.
explain a little bit about your new book?
Yeah, thank you so much for asking about that. I'm
Yeah.
just got back from the editor yesterday.
Ah,
The first book. It's actually a series of 4 books. So the Calling All Heroes refers to what does it mean to live heroically, to live a heroic life in the 21st century, when we don't have, the horse hitched outside, and the armors and the demons to slay, except the ones that are inside of us.
right.
And so the first book is Unleashing the Soul Power. So it relates to what we were talking about before. How do we step into power, personal power, in a way that's not about hierarchy, that's not about control, domination, fear, manipulation, force, that doesn't require for us to push anybody down, step on them, squelch them, in order for us to prop ourselves up and feel powerful.
Yes.
So, like, how do we do power in a different way? And so that's what the first book is about. The second one is about relationships. So how do we do relationships consciously? So how does somebody who's committing to live a heroic life, because we tend to attribute, to think of heroism, of heroes as people who place their life at risk for the sake of someone or something else, something greater than themselves, a cause, or a human being. And that's great. And
Hmm.
the way that I'm talking about living now, which is consciously about taking responsibility for our emotions, about understanding how the ego mind works and its tendencies to manipulate and to exploit, and all the controlling behavior, and its need to be right, and it's like understanding that, and learning how to live from a different part of us,
Yes.
that is also not so defensive, that doesn't take everything personally, and then it's just reacting all the time. Like you did something to me, well, I'm gonna get you right back and do something to you. It's like, oh my God,
Right.
what a way to live!
Yeah.
What a way to live! So living that way is, to me, nothing less than heroic. Like reacting, splattering somebody against the wall, taking revenge on somebody, anybody can do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Taking a deep breath, ouch, that one hurt, bringing choice back into the equation. Like, how do I want to be in response to this in a way that's going to pop me out of that boring merry-go-round? They
Yeah.
do this, I do that. They do this, I do that. They do this, and we've done it 1,000 times, and we get into these boring
I know.
behavior patterns that is like,
Yeah.
get me off, get me off of here.
And we still keep doing it.
Um,
Um,
yeah.
when is your book going to be released? You're calling all
The
heroes.
first one,
Yeah, the
the
first one.
first one is coming out in the spring, probably
Aha.
around May, I would say.
Oh, maybe we can get you back on the show to talk about it.
Oh my God, thank you. That would be a treat.
That would be great. Um,
Yeah.
Quick question here. Do you have a favorite story of a client or a client's transformation?
Oh my God,
It's
so
so
many,
many, right?
so many. I mean, countless in 30 years, and at every retreat, almost
Yeah.
everybody has a profound transformation,
Yeah.
and
Was there
and
one
and
that touched your heart?
all right. Well, I'll tell you one that just happened recently, because
Okay.
this is a woman who probably been working with now on and off, of course, not all the time, for the past about 6 years ago, say no, yeah, no, about 5.5 years ago. She came to one of my retreats. Woman in her early 50s, had never been in a real relationship, which makes one
Mhm.
immediately wonder why, right? What are we protecting? Like, she's a beautiful woman, incredibly successful, um, professional, and so then we know there's something going on there. It's like, and because when we think about it logically, there's no logical reason that any of us should be in a relationship. But
Right.
we get into these patterns of attracting people who are not a match, people who are not available. And so then the question becomes, what are we doing that? Why are we doing those behavior patterns that sabotage our relationships before we even get started? Like,
Hmm.
so what are we protecting? And this is all subconscious. So then, through breath work and through attending a couple of retreats, she started having these insights, and realized, had a suspicion, but didn't really remember that she had been sexually abused as a child,
Gosh.
for years. So of course that impacted all of her ability to trust men. And so with that, in there subconsciously, every time she was about to get into a relationship, something would not work, right? She would attract the wrong people who are not a match. So a lifetime of avoiding relationship subconsciously.
Mm. Yeah.
So through this work and through the amazing healing power of breath work, she healed that. She
Wow.
healed
Wow.
that trauma. And I got to tell you, it's just, after doing, I think it was her second or retreat, or her third retreat with me, she had a moment where she knew like that was it. She had finally seen it. She cleared it. She actually got to a place of understanding and forgiveness for the perpetrator. And the next week, this friend of hers says, "Oh, I don't know why I hadn't thought about this. But there's this friend of mine that I want you to meet." long story short, the reason that I'm so touched by her is that just this week, she sent me a picture with this beautiful, exquisite engagement
Mm.
ring on her.
Wow.
Yeah,
How beautiful. What
yeah.
a beautiful story.
So,
Um,
so beautiful.
yeah. Christian, we've run out of time.
You and I
Darn.
could talk for a long time, I
We could
suspect,
talk
Colette.
for a long time. Um, I really, I'm looking forward to your book. I'm looking forward to interviewing you again, especially about the podcast. I live in Hollywood, Florida, so I might just come down and see you sometime in Miami.
Oh, wonderful. Please do.
Yes, I will. Um,
All
and
right.
if you'd like more information about Christian de la Huerta, you can visit soulfulpower.com, soulfulpower.com. And he is on Facebook at christian.delahuerta and the number one, and on Twitter at soulfulpower.com. Thank you again, Christian, for being with us today on Yin Yoga Lifestyle. What a treat. And your calmness and your energy comes right through into your interview. So thank you for lulling us into a sense of comfort today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. And thank you for all the work that you do on all our behalf.
Thank you so much, Christian. And please don't forget to check us out at yinyogalifestyle.com, adding enlightenment, calm, balance, and creativity to your everyday life. Thank you for joining Yin Yoga Lifestyle. I am your host, Colette Darville. Join us next time to continue our journey of balancing into a state of perfect harmony. Until then, this is Colette Darville, reminding you to inhale, sow, and exhale, hum.